we'll get into all of that because what Variety say that they're looking for apparently to steer this ship to right to this wrong that they're doing and have been doing for a decade.
And will continue to do. Even though they say they're going to fix it, they're just going to continue to do it.
Yeah. They're looking for Kevin Feige.
And they found one in a man, his name is...
Dan Lin.
Dan Lin, there we go.
Not confirmed, but he's apparently a front runner. He's a producer. He worked on Lego Batman, Sherlock, the Godzilla Kong movies, the It movies. He's got a really solid body of work.
Yeah.
And there's obviously, like all producers, there's some stuff in here where you're like, that's not great or whatever. But like those properties alone, if not like very successful, like critically, at least commercially.
But do they want someone to steer the ship, or do they want someone to stand there and grin and say all the right things to the fans while they continue to sink the ship?
Potentially.
Question.
But the other thing about this guy is he's like, if you're looking for Kevin Feige, he's a unicorn.
You find him, he's got the hat on.
Yeah, he's got the hat on, but he's a unicorn. Like he's not only like a very competent producer,
but he has a passion for the specific
He's a passion for the stuff, and he knows the lore inside out, so he knows kind of what fans will respond to. And I know people, we've talked about this, are like, I don't like the way this phase is going on or whatever. But it's still doing well.
Yeah.
Whether or not that whether you agree with any of that or not.
Again, it's the terminally online people, us versus people who just go, yeah, this looks like fun. I think I'll watch this.
All right.
Yeah. And also, I think there was some chatter, especially early on with the cancellation of Batgirl, that was like people going, "Oh, well, actually, what they're doing here is this is a way to realign all the various DC universe and all this sort of stuff and build a continuous narrative and streamline everything and all that sort of stuff." And I'm like, no, it's not. What it is day one. This David Zaslav guy is just handed a big folder, and it's got like one-page summaries of all the stuff that other executives have predicted will not make that money. And he's just checking them off and cancelling them. Yeah. That's literally what... He's not like, well, I see in this version that we've got a Michael Keaton cameo from the 1989 Batman movie, and that's not going to jibe with the Ben Affleck, and the Snyderverse, because we have Batfleck there, obviously. So what we're going to do is we're going to streamline that, and we're going to hashtag restore the Snyderverse. And he's not doing any of that. He doesn't care.
No, of course not.
He's just...
And have you ever had a new boss? They come in and they just gut whatever the previous person does.
Because if they release Batgirl, they will be blamed if it doesn't do well. But if they cancel it, doesn't matter.
Here's the thing, though. I was going to save this to the end, but I guess I'll talk about it now. You mentioned that he wanted to save $3 billion. But in doing all this and all the cuts, the market cap, which is essentially like the value of this of Warner Brothers and Discovery, has gone down $20 billion.
Uh-oh.
But like that's...
It goes up and down.
That's ethereal,
that fluctuates.
up in the air. Like, doesn't mean anything really unless you sold the company at this exact point in time. It's like, but it's showing that this is, it basically means that all this is in flux and nobody knows what's going to happen.
But I think the larger issue, and maybe you've got it written down, is that this is going to shake creator confidence and the creative people's willingness.
Mason, I don't have this written down. This is an original thought from you.
Oh, I knew it'd happen one day. All it took was a month off. Time to recharge the batteries, I managed to get 8 hours sleep.
Wow.
Over that month. But it's going to shake creators' confidence and being like, well, like anyone with any power is going to go, well, I could make it with Warner Brothers, but there's a chance that they will just can it before, a week before it's due to come out or whatever, and we'll never see it again. So I'm not going to work with, I'll go to Sony or I'll go to whoever. Yeah. I think Legendary Pictures have cut ties with...
Well, Christopher Nolan jumped ship, and Legendary, who do...
he didn't know this was coming. He was just mad at them.
No, but that's all... This is all related, though.
Yeah.
But... because they're basically trying to right the wrongs of the previous administration by doing a whole lot of other things, which are also seemingly terrible ideas. But yeah, Legendary Pictures, who did the Godzilla Kong and Pacific Rim, and they've got a bunch of other stuff that has actually been carrying a lot of the Warner Brothers, like the IP.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of their stuff they're making internally, including the superhero stuff, is not hitting.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of, Mason, this is via Variety. It was an article that they wrote that was called "From Batgirl Fallout to Rebooting Superman, All the Landmines Facing the Next DC Chief."
Yeah.
And here's one of the opening quotes.
When they say landmines, I mean, he's not going to get any landmines. His interns are going to cop all the landmines.
The guy who's the new Kevin Feige
Well, both Zaslav and the new guy.
This is the new guy.
Yeah, right. Zaslav is just going to cop a huge bonus and then he's going to leave.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care about any of this,
go to General Electric or whatever.
Yeah.
So whoever takes the equivalent of the Feige job at DC will, by contrast, inherit a Justice League sized series of preconditions, entrenched systems, and PR migraines on top of the stupendous task of building a slate of film and TV titles that could equal the MCU. Here are a few of the challenges ahead.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you ready for some of this?
Yes.
Now we can spend 40 minutes on each of these, or I can just breeze through
Let's see if any strike our fancy.
See, we got now 40 minutes in us for any of those.
Okay,
All right,
great.
Here we go. So obviously dealing with the Batgirl fallout, and we've talked about that already.
Have we talked about the apps? HBO, they're getting rid of HBO Max. They're integrating it into Discovery Plus. They did that weird, I don't know if you saw it, the weird PowerPoint presentation where they're like, HBO Max, scripted action for boys. You know that one?
Yeah,
It's Discovery, unscripted. Girl, whatever. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. But it was like, are you kidding me? It's 2022. Are you like, oh, there's a girls channel and a boys channel, actually.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like it's based on any
No.
research or anything. That feels like it's based on just what one guy reckons. And as I was mentioning before, like a lot of this stuff, they're like, you know, the predictions of whether something is going to be popular or not, or make money or not. That fluctuates wildly in
Yeah.
a lot of instances. Like maybe something will tank and maybe it will do well, but I imagine a lot of the stuff that has been recommended gets cancelled. That recommendation is based on the biases of the people making that recommendation. So like it's like when who was it the guy at Marvel who sucked? I mean,
Which one?
The guy who thought a Black Panther wouldn't sell.
Ike Perlmutter?
Ike Perlmutter.
Yeah.
He was like, well, this isn't going to do it well. And then they turfed him and it made $1 billion. Like, I'm not saying that Batgirl will work the same way. We don't know if it's any good or not. But just the idea of like, well, we shouldn't take a chance on this because of my personal reasons why I don't like this character. No, not saying what it is, but
it's also the tax thing.
Also the tax thing. Yeah.
But no, you're right about that because also apparently
This just won't sell. You don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Then the demographics they want to shift towards are more like, and this is more in the interpretation than something they've directly said, that they're looking for like less diverse kind of properties.
Yeah.
And that's what, speaking to what you were talking about, those two kind of core groups that they think they're targeting or whatever.
Yeah.
And
but the Zaslav, he was like, I'm actually gonna hire her based on talent and not on diversity.
yeah, good stuff.
It's just a coincidence that all the executives I've hired are white.
And that's the thing, like, I want to see, like, your standard stuff, your Batmans, your Supermans, your Wonder Womans. I want to see all that, but I also want to see different stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I'm a straight white guy, and I'm proud of it, Mason. I don't care what you say. But who doesn't want to... I mean, I know a lot of people don't, but I want to see different things from different creators, from different backgrounds who have different experiences.
Whenever I see anybody who's,
I don't want to see Batman 400 times.
Right? My thought is always, aren't you bored by this? Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm mad about it, I guess, Mason.
Yeah, we're all mad.
Anyways, the other thing is they have to manage ongoing, this is the one person, this Kevin Feige, ongoing and unconnected film and TV projects. This includes Joker 2, Batman 2, the Penguin spin-off, the Arkham Asylum spin-off, which is cancelled potentially, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, Doom Patrol. J.J. Abrams is apparently developing Constantine and Madame Xanadu.
Pennyworth, the origin
Blue
of
Beetle.
Blue Guy in Pennyworth.
Yep. I think the CW was maybe finishing soon. I don't know.
Seems like it's wrapping up.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois.
Yeah, Superman and Lois. So all of these different things. And the other thing is, like, all of these different people, all of these different projects are run by different people in different departments. And so you can't manage that as a single person.
No, I could do it.
Okay, you're probably right.
I could, if they were like, can you manage this? You'll get $50 million.
Yeah.
I
could definitely do it.
People who can't manage it are people who've gotten used to the idea they're getting $50 million and they're like, oh, I can't handle all this. I reckon I could. I reckon you've made too much money and your brain doesn't work anymore. And you think that's hard, but it's not if you get $50 million.
Yeah, you could just just half-ass it even.
Yeah. I mean, they're half-assing it already. They'd quarter-ass it.
But just keep doing it.
So were you going to mention the Caped, what is it, Caped Crusader?
Which one? Oh, yeah. It was. Yeah, the J.J. Abrams. No,
J.J. Abrams, Matt Reeves,
and
Bruce Timm?
Bruce Timm, yeah.
What a slam dunk that they're cancelling for no
Well,
reason.
they're not cancelling it.
They're just...
Apparently they're shipping it around to other networks. So
Yeah.
Netflix are interested, Apple are interested.
Yeah.
This is a cost-cutting thing. So they can sell it to somebody else and be like, we made this much money, presumably by licensing this property out
right.
to... Like, because Apple would pay for this. They don't care. They got like infinite money. All these companies have infinite money. It doesn't...
That's true.
It doesn't matter to them. So, but the idea
Could
that...
go to Disney Plus.
It could.
As we've made, I think we... I mean,
probably not, but it could.
Yeah. I think maybe we talked about this off air, but not on air. Apparently, the TV rights to Batman have always been they've been shrouded in mystery because they technically were owned by Fox in the 60s because Fox produced the Batman and Robin, the Adam West, Burt Ward TV series. So, and now Marvel and Disney own Fox, so they might have the rights.
I didn't know
That's
that.
why you never see. I only learned this recently. The question has always been, why isn't there just a Batman TV series? People would love to see a Batman.
You could call it Batman.
You could call it Batman.
Batman's here, everybody.
Batman's here. But apparently, and it's apparently shrouded in mystery. Nobody talks about it, and all the people that did it originally are dead, and all that sort of stuff.
And nobody might really know who. You'd have to.
There'd be a huge
you'd
legal
have to,
challenge.
You'd have it's kind of get into it and pick it apart.
But
It's like unscrambling an egg.
But the reason people, maybe the reason that there isn't a Batman TV series on the regular because people would watch that and it's just spin-offs and side characters and whatever is because Fox own it and DC can't move without their approval and Fox can't move without DC's approval. So that's why.
What happens if an impenetrable object meets another object that's impenetrable, Mason?
Splat is the answer. They're two big splats.
We get killed in the middle.
We get killed in the middle. But that, I guess, if you haven't seen Titans, but there's a couple of Robins in that, and they also cast Batman, and you're like, why isn't there just a Batman and Robin team up in that? It might be against the law.
Yeah.
Like it might be the letter
go to jail.
The letter of the contract might be like, you can't have Batman and Robin fight crime on TV in a live action situation, which is why they're always separate in the show.
That's interesting.
Right?
Yeah, because I for the longest time thought it's because they were preserving that IP for like premium theatre experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's legal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if they can do Superman.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it is legal stuff. Maybe there's somebody out there, or maybe there's a YouTube. If somebody has a YouTube video or a podcast, an in-depth thing that really gets into that, let us know.
Send Mason a TikTok.
Send me a TikTok about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and a dance. That's
Yes.
you have to do a little dance, obviously. We haven't even talked about this, but The Flash. So while we were away, Ezra Miller went on a real tear.
Yeah.
And
A bonanza, James,
A
please.
bonanza, thank you. I think that was the official
Yes.
word from the studio.
We're calling it a bonanza, folks.
Yeah, obviously having some kind of mental break, numerous allegations of like assault and grooming.
Old-timey guns.
Old-timey guns, fleeing the law.
Yeah, starting a cult.
All of these things.
A weird non-apology at the end there.
Yeah, there was a weird non-apology where Ezra came out and said, look, I'm a different person now or whatever. No, it wasn't that specific. It was like, I'm moving forward from these things in my past.
Oh, this
and
is
it's like, this just happened.
This
was yesterday.
This isn't even the only like non-apology tour.
Oh, yeah,
this
Shia
month.
LaBeouf's in the middle of one.
Yeah,
and the
a
idea...
rare return of Shia LaBeouf news.
That's right. And the idea behind The Flash was, and you talked about this, is it's supposed to reset the universe all the way back to 2013's Man of Steel. So they're basically doing what they did in Flashpoint.
Oh, the phones are going to be old.
That's right. The Flashpoint movie. Oh, God, imagine. Oh, God.
All the phones are going to be operating on Flash.
Wow, that's good, Mason. All the phones will be old, like that movie Samaritan, which we watched yesterday together.
It's true.
We did a rare watch a thing just for us.
Yeah.
But I guess we're going to talk about it.
Turn it into content, though. Yeah.
So, yeah, the idea was to reset the DC universe and maybe bring in a new Superman, and now Keaton is Batman and Affleck is out. But as you mentioned, Aquaman 2 was supposed to come out before that or after, I can't remember. But whatever it is, they've changed it so Ben Affleck has been seen. He was spotted on set, leaked apparently. I don't believe that. I don't believe that was a legitimate leak.
You don't think Jason Momoa just did it because he's very enthusiastic?
Well, because apparently some fans went past and they saw Ben Affleck probably smoking out the front of his trailer or whatever. But I think if you're hiding that stuff, it's you just they know how to hide stuff. I don't think it's an accident.
Warner Brothers, we know how to hide stuff.
we've hit a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It's a bonanza of hiding stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think also the Flash has cost too much money, and it's too much of a linchpin of maybe changing everything, and they think they can make money off it, so they're not going to throw that out. And now that Ezra Miller is on their apology tour, they're ramping up to Like they won't, I'd imagine, appear in any of the press or maybe very limited. And then Keaton will do the rounds and the movie will come out and then they'll dump Ezra Miller like a hot bag of flaming poop, Mason, at the doorstep of Disney.
No.
No, Disney
And
would
Kevin
not.
Feige's coming out there. He's like, he's got his cup of coffee. He's like, boy, time to enjoy my day. Better stamp this out.
That's ongoing. We'll be circling back to that, no doubt, between this and that movie coming out at the end of next year or mid next year.
Maybe, I don't know. Some optimal. I reckon there might be a sudden date change if they realize there is an optimal date to drop it and avoid controversy.
And they can
maybe something scandalous happens in the world of Marvel.
Yeah.
They're like, well, let's knock this out real quick.
And they can also call it Batman Flashpoint.
They sure can. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And the other thing is,
Batman point.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up about it. Superman. Like, what are they doing?
What are they doing? We don't know.
Apparently, they want to bring back Cavill. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Remember we talked about in our last episode, we got an email that was like, Cavill's got COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And he was supposed to come to Comic-Con and then he didn't.
Didn't that turn out to be true?
And it turned out that he did have COVID.
Correct.
And we got yelled at, Mason, on a bunch of Reddit threads.
By what? By people saying we were wrong, or?
No, it was just before it came out that he had COVID.
Ah.
And then it came out he had COVID, and then people were like, oh, maybe this is true. But we don't know whether he's in it. I think he's in it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean that he's going to be Superman in the future necessarily.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But I think The Rock is like, I'm the linchpin of this universe now, bitch. And don't pin all this on The Rock either, please. I don't want a Rock-centric DC universe.
Too bad. That's what it is now.
I mean, there's other properties is what I'm saying. But anyway, so do you bring Cavill back? And then there's also J.J. Abrams is doing, with Ta-Nehisi Coates is doing a version of Superman also, which might be Val Zod
or cancelled.
Or cancelled.
Might be cancelled.
Or cancelled. Because apparently Warner Brothers have also been really upset with J.J. Abrams' output when Bad Robot came on board to develop properties because they haven't developed anything yet. We talked about this.
Sure.
That wasn't in the article, but that's just something that did happen. The other thing is, what are they going to do with Wonder Woman 3 and Green Lantern? That show might be cancelled, the HBO Max one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, if they're cancelling HBO Max.
And there's other characters apparently they wanted to work into live action movies, including Green Arrow, Martian Manhunter, and apparently a panoply of other Justice League characters. Do you like how I said that, mate?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it very much. First time saying it?
Yeah. What'd you
Terrific.
think?
I liked it. It was a good first effort, I think. Have they considered replacing all those characters with Black Adam, and Black Adam?
From different universes? Or
Nope,
they're,
so
they're
just
brothers? Or same guy?
Yeah, same guy, it's just a different day.
He gets the machine from the Hugh
Multiplicity?
Jackman had in... Yeah, sure. Multiplicity, done.
He gets from Michael Keaton.
He gets from Michael Keaton.
No, I think it's just different days.
Yeah.
Or at the same day, he's just like, well, I've
Okay.
got to do some Green Lantern stuff now.
Wow, terrific stuff,
I
Mason.
pack more into my morning than most people do all day.
Yeah.
I'm The Rock.
The other-
I'm just calling myself The Rock now. My character's called The Rock. It's not Black Adam anymore. I can do what I want. I'm the linchpin of this universe.
It's true. The other thing is, this new DC chief apparently won't have the same kind of broad authority that Feige enjoys. It said that person will have to be adept at navigating the egos and ambitions of other executives whose interests might not always align. That could require a near superhuman ability. So
Here's my prediction: this isn't going to work. I think we've talked about this before. They want a Kevin Feige, but not who has incredible creative output, but also they can push around.
Yeah.
And doesn't have any actual say.
Yeah.
And they're just going to ignore because it's a cost-cutting
I think
exercise.
the smart move here would be to pare it right back and just go, you are Kevin Feige of movies. Everything else is its own thing.
Yeah, right.
And let that fall apart or succeed however it may.
Here, we've made you a little plaque for your desk. It says, "You are Kevin Feige of movies." Can I put my own name on there? No.
Never.
No.
And the other thing about Kevin Feige is that
We've replaced the photo of your family with a picture of Kevin Feige.
the other thing is
Just a series of little Kevin Feiges with different hats on.
the other thing is Kevin Feige built out the MCU slowly.
Yes.
Like he worked on maybe people don't know this, but he was producer on a bunch of the X-Men movies
That's right.
and Spider-Man, like a minor player.
Yeah.
And then he had
Backstabbed his way to the top.
That's right. Apparently very nice and did very well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was with Avi Arad he did the early MCU movies.
Yeah, right.
So like Iron Man, and then he was pushed aside. And then it became
with
like,
some knives in his back.
yes. No, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
And then slowly the MCU was like a movie a year, 2 movies a year. There's no movies this year. Avengers, and slowly then
Throw Black Widow in where we
that's
can.
right. And then they do there was ABC and Netflix stuff, but he didn't really do anything with that. He just focused on the movies, and then it slowly built out into the Disney Plus era and whatever. So it didn't he didn't inherit all of this all at once.
That's true.
He helped build it out. Whereas this is like, here's a million broken things.
Yes.
What can you do with this?
Yeah. Can you fix this in a week? Because we're cutting them if you can't. We're cutting them and firing you.
Yeah. And the other thing, this is the one at the end, it said, winning over fans. Apparently, privately, studio insiders have lamented that Zack Snyder's Justice League never should have happened. Rather than quiet the unceasing online campaigning of release the Snyder Cut, the 4-hour HBO Max feature only further entrenched the vocal and extremely online Snyderverse fan base in opposition to the leadership at the studio in general and at DC in particular. So basically, they wish they didn't do that. And look,
And if you wish upon a star, maybe it happens sometimes.
I'm glad we saw it.
Me too.
But I completely understand, the fact that, did they think they were going to release that and then that would stop?
They couldn't have. Well, I think...
It ends on a cliffhanger.
But also, I think that any of the people in the upper echelon of people making decisions would have thought that it would end. But I think people... Again, us grubs on the internet would know. Like anybody below that level would go, of course it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
You've caved and they'll just keep going, but you don't know anything about the internet.
Yeah.
So
And also the other thing
you don't know how the internet's going to react to things, which is why you did all this cancelling and cost cutting.
And at this point as well, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's doing Netflix Star Wars and whatever else. And
Rebel
maybe
Moon.
Army of the Dead and whatever. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't like his Universal movies. So even if they got him back, you're still going to upset everybody anyway. So they're fucked either way, aren't they?
That's true.
But I don't think they want to work with him. Anyways,